The role of fathers can often be understated. So ahead of Father's Day, we're talking about the impact and how important it is. Joining us now is Kelvin Mann, the head of Fatherhood magazine. Thank you for being here with us.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Like I said, first I got to give a shout out to Safe Summers, Saul Paul 2024 Safe Summers event with 24 cities, preventing violence, which is huge going this summer.
Okay, well, you've been a very busy man doing a lot of work. Can you tell us about some of the work that you're doing, and then we'll get into the magazine and also the message that you're trying to push?
So the work that I do, one is I head up an organization called Encourage Me, I'm Young, where we've impacted over 16,000 boys since 2007. It'd be nice to do that work in multiple cities. Then we also launched Good Fathers Only, which is an organization from a men's membership where we try to support each other and be there for each other and help fathers get, tools and resources they need to be in their kids' lives. And so that's where we at. And we know the real temperature is we use fathers to mentor. So that's really been our success bucket for the work that we do when it comes to youth and families.
We know Father's Day is coming up. Let's talk about how crucial the role of a father really is.
So this is one of my favorite subjects, right? Because I'm always researching. I have 2 books on fatherhood, and I'm always researching about how impactful fathers are, right? But we need to understand that fathers are impactful from the beginning to the end. Some people say, oh, he can come in at this point, or he can come in at that point. No, the father has to be there from the beginning to the end. Infant mortality, cognitive development, these are the things that the father impacts from the onset. And then when you get further down, there's some words and language and how fathers don't do a lot of baby talking. So that's another area they impact. And just the true essence, especially for the boy needs his father. And so it's this dynamic in the United States seems to be contradicting how important fathers are, because you see it on shows and stuff like that, but dads are the most important parent in my opinion.
Yeah, so in your opinion, it's not an optional thing. That role is really needed.
It's reflective of what you see: literacy, community, education. It's reflective. Whenever there's an absent father, that community, that area, those people, whatever the situation may be, is impactful.
Yeah, there's a survey by Mixed Book that found that 1 in 3 divorced dads don't spend Father's Day with their children. The fact that so many different life situations can get in the way and sometimes drive a wedge in those relationships, that can also be a problem. Again, you're wanting to bring it back and have this conversation about the fact that regardless of what's going on, the father needs to be there.
Yes, he cannot. One of my favorite quotes is, "You never seen a farmer plant a seed and walk away. You can't cultivate by walking away," right? And that is what's happening. It's not necessarily that fathers walk away. They're presented with several dynamics that kind of drive a wedge, right? When we pit children against the father, when we think that a father is only valuable enough for a paycheck, we are well beyond the most valuable parent. And in that area, all the books, information, statistics support it.
Tell us about the magazine.
So we launched Our Fathers magazine. Myself, Miles Dixon, David Patterson, Jason Finley. We launched Our Fathers magazine to celebrate fatherhood. For the magazine, we'll show across the country fathers. Like on the cover is Dr. Jeffrey Johnson, who just held his 26th annual Family and Fatherhood Conference in Washington, D.C. That's why we chose to launch it there. But more importantly, it's a way that fathers now can be seen in a different way, but celebrated at the same time and get new tools. So the writers are writing about legal, they're writing about stocks, bonds, they're writing about things that is good for fathers. So we're sharing stories because an article last year really impacted me where they were finding men in a home. The EMS workers were finding men in a home like 2 weeks after nobody checked on them. In our society right now, again, we need fathers to be mature. We need fathers to be involved, and we need families to configure how co-parenting is successful, but more or less trying to stay married and really keeping the family, because when the child and the father is in the house, the abilities of our children go through the roof. And I think with a global economy and things like that, it's paramount that the United States really buy into the importance of fathers.
Yeah, it's an important conversation. You have an event coming up as well.
Well, there are several events coming up. There's there's this Saturday is Honor Thy Father at over at I forget the church right off of Auto Drive. That's a flyer. We have the 16th. There's an event at Music Hall, and then the 20th. Yes, we're speaking at the Fatherhood Forum. Myself and the gentleman that you see, Eric Doa and Kevin and Fisher of NAMI. We're speaking on fatherhood and the importance of fatherhood. I'll be speaking about value to close the event.
Okay, and that's the 12th Annual Fatherhood Forum that's going to be happening at Greater Grace Temple. How can people get involved with you if they want to support the organization, even beyond Father's Day, and just hearing about this and they want to back you guys up?
Well, you know, I gotta say this, so they can support us at goodfathersonly.com. But one of the dopest things happened. We have 3 women who had their fathers. On Saturday, January 22nd, at the Northwest campus of Wayne County Community College, they'll be giving awards to men in their father's names. So they created these awards in their father's name. And I think that's huge because it's more important. It's very impactful for you to get involved, but there are 2 ways you can get involved. We most definitely need donations at emiyworld.com, and you can get involved with goodfathersonly.com. That's where we are, and visit ourfathersmagazine.com.
All right, Mr. Mann, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll have the information you need on our website, cbsdetroit.com. And that does it for us here on CBS News Detroit at 7. Again, thank you for joining us. Wishing you all the best ahead of Father's Day. We'll be back here live in studio for you at 11 o'clock. Have a good night.